Hi everyone, welcome to the very first haunt vlog for 2024. You're probably wondering, why is it this fucking early? Well, it's because today, June 15th, I am walking to Knott's Berry Farm and I am heading to my audition for Scary Farm. So the reason why I'm doing this now and not like later is because I wanted to at least get something out there for you guys, to at least get you going, get you reared up, if you will. Now, I'm not going to reveal everything that happens today or what the outcome is today, because honestly, I don't know. So we'll focus a little bit on like my thoughts, my feelings, and then I'll talk afterwards on how it went for me mentally. That's a big thing that I think people don't really discuss a lot, is thoughts and feelings. Sorry, my Starbucks decided to not work. So I'm very excited. I'm very nervous. There are some ideas that I have in mind. The big goal today is to try to get back onto streets. That's like the big one. I want to get back onto streets. I love every second of it, and it'd be fun to especially with the ideas that I had for some of the street zones. I'm hoping, there's one in particular that I did submit, like a character pitch that I submitted, because I really wanted to like give this character a try. And I've been thinking about her for quite a while. Yes, I did say her, you heard that correctly. So I'm hoping this will work in my favor. I'm nervous because I want to make sure that she gets her little spotlight. That's what I, in essence, want at the end of the day, is I want to give her her spotlight. And hopefully I get to play her this season, because if I do get to play her, it'll be one of the first times I've done like a fully female character, which is something I haven't done before. Yeah, so I'm very nervous and curious to see how this goes out. So wish me luck, and I will see you at the very end. Hello everyone. So I thought I'd actually filmed another clip like after that audition and realized that I didn't. So I'm going to use this video clip to continue with the actual topic that I want to focus on and give you a rough idea of what to expect when it comes to auditioning for haunt events. Now, before I continue on, I'm just going to tell you that at no point do I represent any of the haunts that I may be associated with. I'm coming at this from an actor who wants to help other haunt actors and haunters be able to nab their auditions and kill it every single time. So just keep that in mind, that that's the direction we're going with for this. Now, what exactly happened in my audition? Well, I'm going to lead you in exactly what I did in my audition that led to the decisions that I've made. So keeping in mind, the biggest thing is that 9 times out of 10, you are going to have to be basically put up against about 15 people in one room, and you have to be able to stand out in that room. Now, the other big thing too is that I only got one chance to really sell myself that I wanted to be in street zones. Seeing as this is my 10th actual working season for the farm, I wanted to be back on streets because I love streets and I love everything that it is, but I thought it'd be really fun to be there. And I had an idea of where I wanted to go, and I had some characters in mind for 3 out of the 5 zones that exist currently on the farm. So I had a character in mind. I'd already pitched it to them, so they knew that I was going to come into this audition with this character in mind, but I also had to be kind of prepared for whatever they had for me. I had to be kind of ready at the drop of a hat. So I was lucky that I had a character, and when they asked us for this one round to walk down the length of the room with these numbered tiles, and those were all guests, and I had to basically walk and interact and live and breathe as this character. So I got really lucky because I knew exactly how I wanted her to walk, and how I wanted to do my scares, at least for this starting phase. And so that was like a big thing for me. One thing that I would say I really, really liked was I added a little bit of like a little touch that no one else I had seen in the room do, and that was I walked basically right before I ended it. I walked up, I turned and just went, and then like made a noise and then like went off. That was essentially the audition. Now, sometimes there are times where you're gonna have to do 2 rounds maybe, or they maybe have you do a couple different activities. But for this to be 1, the first group, and 2, we only get 1 round was kind of wild. But it was, I think, a pretty beneficial thing to sell it, and you have that 1 chance. So at least go into the room having at least 1 character that you really want to pitch and you really want to sell the table on, because you never know, those experiences will allow you to do other things. Now, without revealing pretty much anything else, all I will say is that I was offered something that my audition essentially lend itself into, which I wasn't actually expecting, because you never really know what's going to be returning, what's going to be new for the season. So I made the point to say yes to this 1 opportunity. Then out of nowhere, I was asked to come back for a callback audition essentially a week later for something else. When in audition, we did get 2 chances with 1 character type and then a completely different character type. And then they offered me something, and unfortunately, not to say that I didn't like what was offered in this new option. However, this other option that was given to me, I really liked what was being pitched to me and had some ideas for them and the things that I wanted to accomplish, that I was like, I need to see this character through. So I did stick with that original one. You will know the night of the reveal. After the reveals happened, I will reveal exactly what I am doing. All I can say is I'm very excited and I cannot wait to see what it leads to. Now going into the auditions themselves. Now I will say, here's what I think would heavily benefit you in an audition. Come with at least 1 character for any zone. Knowing what you know about the environments and the characters and the things that you see currently being offered at that haunt, go with a character that you think would best fit. Have a walk for them, have a little something, have a tiny phrase that's not like a massive long ass phrase, because the last thing I want is I don't want to sit there and hear a monologue. Get to the point, like the body of Christ compels you, or sinners, or something of that, like Forsaken Lake. Or if I was in Boardwalk, something along the lines of like a laugh, that would fit a little bit. So at least have a good generic surface level character that could work in any of the zones that you're like, I really want to go to this zone and go for that. However, when you get into the audition, you may be asked to do a completely different character type. So let's say, for instance, you're being asked to, let's say you're being asked to be a clown who's a news reporter. Okay, which is something that's really weird. And there's like 2 different ways you could do that. So let's say, for instance, naturally in my head, I naturally go to the past. So for news reporter, I would have actually gone down the line of like, something from like the 1940s or 50s. They're like, well, see here, I'm seeing and put the pencil into the pad and then just saying the weirdest shit that comes out of your mouth. But someone else could take it and go down the TV reporter route and, hey, and I'm going to news report with a microphone in my hand and like people on the street type of situation. So there's 2 different vibes that you could essentially do with that. But if you are given a generic character, at least have a little bit of something you're like, okay, pick one or the other. Go for that. Do I want to be crazy, or do I want to say something? And pick something that'll definitely stand out. So that's type 2. Type 3 is you are going to be in a room full of at least 15 people. With that being said, give yourself a bold choice that's going to stand out from everybody else. I am not kidding you. I have literally been in rooms where I have watched people just play a ghost town ghoul or like a generic type of monster where they're just crouching and they've got the and there wasn't really a lot of depth to it. So at least have something prepped and ready, like quickly off the top of your head, quick like surface level questions of like, okay, let's say that you are on, let's say we'll use Forsaken Lake as an example. You're a dead corpse. What was your job? Are you sad? Are you pissed off? Are you looking for revenge? And even just doing even those little bits could at least inform the the show you're trying to give somebody, because I think that will definitely help out a lot, just in my personal opinion. So hopefully this video has helped you give a little bit of an idea and insight as to what auditions could potentially look like when you go into a haunt audition. Now I will say, I'm going to assume a lot of the haunt auditions have finished for now, but if there happens to be one coming up soon, hopefully this has helped you give yourself a little bit of a leg up in the audition, and hopefully it leads to you getting all of the stuff that you want to see. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, especially with the haunt vlogs coming up a little bit more faster. We are going to be going to Midsummer Scream, and that I'm very excited for. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for always watching the haunt vlogs, and as always, my name is Forrest, and I'll see you in the shadows.